أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praises and adoration belongs to Allah, the Lord of incomparable and inexhaustible majesty. We beseech Allah to shower His blessing and His mercy on His noble Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, his household, his companion, his relatives, and those that follow the way of his teaching till the day of reckoning. I extend my greeting to everyone of us here by saying, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today we'll be addressing a very vital topic, which is atawaddur. Atawaddur meaning is humbleness, humility, to be humble as far as our lives is concerned, as far as each and every one of us is concerned. This topic is so important and so germane that no one is exempted. When you say humility, humility has to do with being submissive, being having low esteem, having a striking balance between the superiority and inferiority complexes, to strike balance between the inferiority and superiority complex. And that is why Allah has told us in the Quran about the incidents that happened between Shaitan and Prophet Adam, when Allah said that اسجد لآدم فسجدوا إلا إبليس أبى واستكبر وكان من الخاسرين. Allah said, I commanded the angels and every inhabitant of heaven to bow before Adam. They all obeyed except Iblis, except Shaitan. Fastakbaru, he became arrogant, he became pompous, and because of this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala condemned him. So the opposite of humility is arrogance. If you are not humble, then you'll be arrogant. And this is one of the attributes of Shaitan. So Muslims must get this very clear. And you can see the incident between Adam and Shaitan. Allah established the fact that Adam was given superiority over every other creators. Allah said that وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ أَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. The superiority was based on knowledge. He was endowed with knowledge. And this gave him edge above every other person. And that goes down to every one of us as well. You might have somebody around you It might be a friend, it might be a family member, it may be a neighbor, it might be anyone, you know, lower than you in age or in rank, but Allah has given such a person an edge above you. You must be humble. You must learn to accept defeat with with equanimity, with an open heart. Bring down yourself so that Allah elevates you. Because Shaitan refused to bring down himself, he was demoted. You must learn to be humble. Now, we're talking about being humble. It's very paramount that as a Muslim, we must get it right. How do we display this humility? And the humility, begins with you serving your Creator, serving Allah, worshiping Him alone, by not associating partner alongside with Him. Your daily salawat is signs of being humane, conforming and adhering to the do's and don'ts of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, regardless of any restriction, regardless of any forms of personal ego. You bring down your ego for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to worship Allah alone. That's why I said, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. It is you alone we worship, and unto you we shall seek help and assistance. And in terms of supplication, praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asking or demanding from your daily need, your personal need, is a sign of being, a sign of humbleness, a sign of humility, to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of any of His favor. That is why Rasulullah told us that whoever deny or whoever refuse to ask Allah to supplicate unto Him, Allah is displeased with such person. Yagdabade. Because if you feel like you don't want to ask Allah, you feel like you're too big, you are too, self-centered, you are too arrogant, that you don't need anything. Number 3 is that as a Muslim, this humility in terms of our dressing, our makeup, the way we dress. When you dress, you should be very neat and tidy, be attractive, but don't be excessive. Don't be arrogant. When you eat as well, don't be arrogant in your consumption. Not people today, they dress to kill. I dress to impress. I dress to make people mad. I buy expensive materials not to give people headache. No. And I say, Walibathu taqwa. When you get dressed, dress in such a manner that we portray piety, we portray humility in you. Don't be the type that when you dress, you tend to impress people that you have than they do. Rasulullah said that Kulu washurabu. He said, eat, drink, walibas, dress, بغير سرف ولا مخيلة, without excessiveness, without transgression, without being arrogant. Because if you are too arrogant, you create an impression that you are the best. You create an impression that that people around you, you know, eh, they tend not to be your worth, your type, your level. You demoralize them. And another thing, in terms of our expression, when you talk, we should be mindful of our expression. We shouldn't talk arrogantly. We should be humane, humble in our expression. Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullah wa qulu qawlan sadida. If you want to talk, talk sensibly. Talk in a very appreciable manner. Don't be arrogant in expression. Wa qulu qawlan sadida. You should be aware of the fact that everything you express with your mouth is taken care of. It's been documented. It's been recorded by the angels. Allah said, وَمَنْ يُلْفَظْ الْقَوْلَ إِنَّ لَدَيْهِ رَقِيبٌ عَتِيدٌ. Nothing will a man express, say, save that is being written by Raqib and Atid, the angels that take cognizance of our good deeds and our evil deeds. And this also extended to our interaction with the people around us. We interact, in a very humble manner. We don't discriminate. Don't say because you are white and somebody is black, because you're educated, somebody is not educating, because you have you came from a very um, fortunate background, rich background, so you can't mingle with somebody who came from a very poor background. No. Islam's made us realize the fact that He has made us into a nation, He has made us into tribe, He has made us into different background. Later, Arafu, He did it only to, identify with one another. In akramakum indallahi atqakum. The best among you are the most God-fearing, the most pious. These are the best. Inna Allah la yansur ila suwarikum wa la ajsamakum. Allah does not, prioritize your facial appearance and your body coloration. What He, appreciate and evaluate is your good deeds and your piety. Your piety is what Allah considers. You must embark on good deeds and you must be pious. That's what places you above every other human being around you. So we're talking about being humble. It's a very good virtue that Allah has enjoyed on you and I. If you do it, if you abide and conform with it, you are good to go. There's a great reward for you as an individual. And this will make us to go into history to learn from our Prophet Sallam. Within the household, within the family, the Prophet Sallam was so humble to the extent that he helps his wife, to do a lot of house share, domestic responsibility. As a father, he helps the family, he helps his wife, he engaged in domestic, activities. You as a husband, are you helpful with are you helpful? Do you assist your household to help them in washing, in cleaning? Aren't you the type that we just sit at the comfort zone, and your wife will be running it and scared to attend to a lot of things in the house, and you never show concern? If you're the type, it means you're not a good example. You're not a good follower of Rasulullah. As a leader, you must be a servant leader. That's why Rasulullah said that Sayyid al-Qawmi Khadimu. He said the leader of any nation is the servant. You must be a servant leader. Lead by example. Don't be the type that you know, always instruct, command. You're always expecting results. You don't partake. A leader must partake, must be in the forefront, must take a role. It must be a servant leader in your offices, political leadership, in the mosque, and what have you. Every cadre, every hierarchy, leaders must lead by example, must be a servant leader. That is why Sula Hassan said that we should look at people below us. If you want to appreciate what Allah has done for you, don't look at people above you. Look at people below you. That will make you to appreciate a lot of what Allah has done in your life, and will make you to be very humble. So when we're talking about humility, Ramadan has come to inculcate in you an act of humility, because in Ramadan, whatsoever your status, whatsoever your profile, whatsoever your personality, there are things that bring you down. You don't hate like every other person. So no matter how rich you are, it brings you down. You fast, and this has a greater effect on your soul, your mindset. When you don't eat, your stomach is empty, you are so weak, and you learn how to be, humane, how to be humble. You have feelings that every other person, is going through.